So today we will understand. So you have joined. Okay, so today we will understand the consumer behavior in service marketing, fine. And what all we are going to cover is that how consumer seek. Under consumer behavior, we will study how consumer seek, how consumer choose, how consumer purchase, experience and evaluate services, fine. So these are the 5 different aspects of a consumer behavior that we will try to understand and touch upon, fine. Means as a consumer, how do you seek your product, how do you seek information, and then after this how do you pick up, how do you choose the services, means you make a decision to have that particular product, service product. Then what is the mode of your purchasing, how do you purchase it, then after purchasing it how do you evaluate your own experience, and then later on how do you evaluate, that is the post purchase, fine. Now what are the 2 important criteria, as I have discussed while I am setting the context for this unit. When I have compared your buying behavior with your parent and then with your grandparent, and I think you all are able to visualize to certain extent, yes, there is some remarkable change in the buying behavior which is happening successively from our grandparent to parent to us and to our coming generation, fine. Be it sports, be it consumption of any kind of services, their usage rate, the amount of that we tend to expend, fine, everything if you will see, you will find there is a significant changes has been observed from our grandparent to our parent and to our generation, fine. So this is how important. So there are 2 important influencer or the influencing factor that affect is that number 1 is the your life stage. Life stage means at what life stage you are right now, means are you adolescent, are you teen, are you bachelor, are you married, are you married with single kids, are you married with 2 kids, are you retired one, are you a single nest 1, single nest, empty nest 2, fine, and are you are a solitary survivor, etc., means either of the life partner is no more, like this. So these are the different life stage which determine what kind of product service we are going to consume, number 1. Second is that the generation, to which generation we belongs to, fine. So the major kind of generation, if you see that there is a people is who was born before 1969, they are known as the baby bloomers. Then there is a generation X, then generation Y, and then generation Z or generation G that we call is basically all the population, all the people who have born after 1980s are considered as the generation Z or Z. So you all belongs to generation Z. I belongs to generation Y because I was born before 1980, fine. So this is how the generation has been marked by the marketer and the psychologist to understand their pattern, fine. You will see that my behavior will be little bit different from your behavior, fine. It is just because of the difference in our age, it is just because of difference in our upbringing, it is just because of the difference of the value system that we are carrying, fine. There is a certain difference. If I am going to compare my own behavior with my children, so I see there is a dramatic, there is a radically change in their behavior pattern, fine. They might be more carefree about buying the product services, but when I have to buy, I have to do little bit more investigation, I have to collect more information about the kind of product that I am going to use, fine. I will see its economical viability also. But if you talk about today's generation, they generally feel that if they want any product, they buy it. They don't consider that money is any hindrance, because they prefer having product on credit, fine. They will get on the credit. So these are the 2 important factors influencing the consumer buying behavior. And now there are number of models when we talk about the consumer buying behavior, and I would request that you just pay attention what is being taught in your specific subject called consumer behavior, because that subject purely deals with the all the major aspect of the major as well as the minor aspect of a consumer behavior, be it your physiological, be it psychological, be it physical, be it environmental. Fine, so it is covering in detail, but in service marketing we are only going to deal some portion and some model that is very much related for the services only. Fine, but if you have a sound knowledge about consumer behavior from that particular subject, then you can obviously use in a better way. Fine. So in this unit we will only discuss the 3-stage buying cycle. Fine, and this 3-stage buying cycle is basically is one, your pre-purchase stage, service encounter stage, and post-purchase stage. Fine, so we will consider only 3. Means there is a stage before buying the product, and then there is a stage that is in between. It means during, means all that while we are going to have this service product, you are going to use it and all these things, and after this there is a post purchase stage. Fine, so there is only 3: pre, service encounter, and post purchase stage, and we will deal with various key concepts within these 3 stages. Fine, that is very important. Now the third important aspect is that why it is important to understand consumer behavior from a servicing perspective. If we have studied consumer behavior in service marketing, also in marketing management in last semester, then why there is a need to understand, why there is need to read again this consumer behavior, but in a bit a different context of service marketing. This might be a question in your mind, or rather you should ask yourself, so sir, what is the need, why we should study? Yeah, we are done with it in previous semester. We know, sir, consumer behavior is the behavior, the way the consumer react or respond into the different marketing situation is known as your consumer behavior. Another definition is that what they buy, when they buy, how much they buy, how do they pay, how do they use the product, how do they dispose of the product. Question to these answer to these questions is nothing but it is a consumer behavior. But it is very important to understand consumer behavior from the servicing point of view, service marketing point of view or aspect. The only reason is that the consumers are rarely involved in the manufacturing of goods. As we know that consumer in services are also considered as a co-producer, or they are treated as a partial employees also. Means they play a very important and significant role as far as the service delivery is concerned, service production is concerned. Fine, so it is very important. And second is that there is a challenge for service marketer is to understand how customer interact with service operation, because different student, different people have a different way to interact with the service operation. Now just quoting one example from your classroom itself. On Saturday I have created a one WhatsApp group just to monitor and just to evaluate your virtual stock marketing competition, and I have put a request on your official WhatsApp group for the class that everybody has to join it. Now what happened, only 11 students out of 12 has joined it, and I think few of them joined today only. If you see that, it means this shows that my customer or my student are not sincere enough to look into the message that is put into their official group. It might be very important message which require a immediate action from the student. It might be regarding to maybe your some registration, it may be regarding your examination, it may be regarding to your classes, it may be regarding to any of the event, etc. It may be anything. Means if we understand that any message that is being put into the official group has certain importance, then you have to act quickly, and this is how. But I cannot understand why it is so that in spite of number of reiteration of message or number of requests, then some student don't feel that they have to act. Fine. It is same for the class also. So this is how it is very challenging from a service marketer to understand how customer is going to interact with service operation. And at the same time, I am not very confident enough that how many of you are going to do it very seriously. Therefore, we have to put some element of price also just to motivate you. But if I say that if your motivation, so you have to keep all your motivation aside while you are studying. As a student, your prime responsibility is to respond to whatever being called for. Any action that is being called, you have to respond without thinking with how it is going to help you, because at some point of time you are not able to understand what is the importance of these activities. Fine. I am just to reiterate you. I am not appealing you to do the same, but I am just to reiterate you that how people or the how student at a very earlier stage are not able to decide what is stored for them, what is the best thing that they can do. I have heard one story about Mr. Katyal. Fine. So you will, I will share the full name and you will search in the internet, then you will come to know about him also. So Mr. Katyal, when he was studying his B.Tech in the second year, he was pursuing B.Tech from the MIT University. Fine. So while pursuing B.Tech from MIT University, somehow he came to know about the idea of this share trading. So what actually happened, he started investing some money. I think he has started his journey with I think 2000 rupees. So whatever pocket money he has at that time, he started investing 2000 rupees in the stock market, real stock market, and in some of the stock he used to get some profit and some he burned his finger. Later on he find it very interesting, and since he is from a mathematics background, so he might be very sound in all sort of mathematical calculation, all these extrapolation and intrapolation and forecasting, etc. So he applied all this knowledge and he keep on investing the money. And now do you know what is currently he is pursuing? Now he is running his own stock consulting agency with the name of Catalyst. Fine. Catalyst Consultant करके उसकी कंपनी है, he is running it, where he used to give people training and he used to share some of the important tips in which stock the people should invest. And for this he used to charge a hefty sum of money. If you will take a membership for I think 3 months, you have to pay around 15,000 rupees. They have different type of package, and now he is running his own enterprise. Can you imagine a person who is pursuing B.Tech? So he is supposed to become an engineer. Now he landed to become a stock market investor and giving different type of clues to the client based on his research. And some of the stock I was going through that he was holding, he is having 36,000% return on his investment. Can you imagine? I am again repeating this term. He is getting a return or the profit of 36,000%. 36,000 का भी उसमें है जिसमें उसको प्रॉफिट अर्न हो रहा है. So this is how he is getting money. So this is what I am. But how you are going to interact with the service operation, nobody is going to understand. Another type of services that as an institute we can provide, we can give you a laptop for your study purpose. But I don't know. I will fail to understand how you are going to use this laptop. Are you going to use only for the educational purpose, or maybe you will use it for your fun and recreational, where you will use it for your Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram and some other social media. So this is how it is really a challenging thing. Fine. Now as far as your consumer behavior is concerned, that you have to just revisit these processes, these categories of services that we have studied in unit 1 once again, because it is very important, because people's behavior get changed people behavior is not static, it is dynamic. It keep on changing from one category of service to different category of services. For example, I have given you this virtual stock market competition, and it might happen that irrespective of your specialization of marketing, finance and HR, suppose you find it very interesting, suppose you find it's really amazing, really full of fun, full of knowledge, full of research element, etc., and suppose you want to study more. So then what will happen? You will show a different behavior when it comes to your stock market investing. But at the same time, your behavior will different if you will visit to a salon, if you will visit to a doctor, or if you will get an online education, fine, if you will take a service of some consultant. So you will just visualize that how your behavior of a single customer is getting changed when he is moving or shifting from one service category to the another service category, fine. So therefore, this service category is very important to understand, and keep always in mind that your consumer behavior will change. It is not stable, it is dynamic. And how does it change? It change across the different categories of services, be it people processing, be it possession processing, be it your mental stimulus processing, be it information processing, fine. So just have a look of this diagram, and then you will come to know how it is happening. See, you can very well visualize it, or you will appreciate it how it's changed. So when you visit to a barber or your salon, or you visit to a doctor or maybe a dentist, you will see your behavior is quite different. Here you play a very active role in as a co-producer, fine. Not generally in case of healthcare, but in case of barber, you just keep giving some instruction. भैया बाल यहाँ से बड़े रखना, यहाँ से छोटे करना, यहाँ से ये पर्टिकुलर शेप देना, यहाँ पे इस तरह से कट लगाना. So you give more instruction there. Even in case of healthcare, when you meet the doctor, even if you inquiry number of things, सर ये दवाई खानी कैसे, ऐसे खाना, सर ये इसका रीज़न क्या हो सकता है, नाउ सर ऐसा कर सकता हूँ क्या, मैं ऐसा कर सकता हूँ. नाउ समटाइम you are getting his opinion, sometime you are just reinforcing your understanding and your knowledge. Once it happened, very beautiful incident I want to share. So it's a past story that once I got a call from my wife that my son has developed some fever and he has some rashes in the body, and by the time he was only 9 months old. So when I came to know, okay, he is 9 months old and he is having these symptoms, so quickly I searched in the net and I found that he is suffering from measles. So in the evening we took him to the pediatrician, and he confirmed that he is suffering from the measles. So now he has recommended some of anti-allergic medicine and some lotion, etc., and he says nothing to worry, it will subside within a week's time. Okay. As we are about to leave, I asked the doctor, sir, I have read somewhere that it is better to inject a vitamin A injection. So doctor say, oh yes, because of measles there may be a deficiency of vitamin A in the body. So instantly he asked the nurse to put a vitamin A injection to him. So this is how it means I am acted as a co-producer, right? This is the healthcare. Now if it is a possession processing, means where we do not get any service directly on our body, but we get service directly on our physical possession, be it our vehicle, be it our some electronic gadgets, mobile phone, etc. So just see your behavior. The mechanic is not working on your physical body, but it is the possession that on your product. But you want to make sure that you should be there. The person should repair the goods in front of your presence, fine. Because you might have a doubt in the back of your mind that might be he will replace some of the equipment. ऐसा दिमाग में रहता है ना, कुछ हो सकता है चेंज कर ले, या कुछ गड़बड़ नहीं हो तो उसको और गड़बड़ कर सकता है. द वन एडवर्टीजमेंट इफ यू कैन रिकॉल इज अबाउट द घड़ी डिटर्जेंट, इन विच द अमिताभ बच्चन यूज टू कोट दैट ओके फिर से इन्होंने मुझे बुला लिया, इनको पता नहीं इसमें तो कोई गड़बड़ नहीं है, गड़बड़ तो इनके डिटर्जेंट में है. सो घड़ी डिटर्जेंट, द एडवर्टीजमेंट दैट आई एम टॉकिंग मीन्स समटाइम्स पीपल आर नॉट दैट मच interested they will be more interested, keen to see, observe the repair and maintenance service if the goods are of very costly. If it is low cost goods, then they will become very casual. Fine. And the next is the mental stimulus processing. Fine. This is how the service is being given on their mind. Any advertisement, if you see, this only stimulate your mind. Fine. They influence your buying decision. So generally, in 90% of cases, you will find that advertisement has a woman element. Fine, they have a woman in their advertisement, because as per their study, it is found that the women play a very influential role as far as our buying decision is concerned. Therefore, you will find even a product meant for a male, it may be your male talcum powder, male deo, etc. Then you will also find there is a female character in the advertisement. The only purpose is that because the presence of female will stimulate our buying tendency. Fine. And then there is a information processing, where we get all the services directed on intangible assets such as accounting, banking, etc. So while I will go talking about internet banking, I will be more focused about the safety and security of my transaction. It is not my personal safety and security, it is the safety and security of my transaction, privacy, how quickly the transaction can be done, how efficiently it can be transferred. Fine. So these are the things we do, and our behavior keeps on changing. So our main focus will be, so by this time I think you all are clear with why it is very important to understand this topic of service marketing. Consumer behavior in service marketing is clear to you, and I would appreciate that if you can understand its importance and its implementation or implication in the service marketing. Fine. And as you know that the success of any business, be it your services or goods, is largely or majorly depend only the component called the consumer. Fine. So there is a 3 stage, and the pre-purchase, service encounter, and post-purchase, that we are going to discuss it. So under pre-purchase stage, you will find that the decision to buy and use a service is made in a pre-purchase stage. Fine. So the first decision to buy or not, and if you have bought, then how you are going to use the service. Fine. For what purpose you are buying the service comes under your pre-purchase stage. Take one instance, before this lockdown, I don't feel that there is any use of Wi-Fi connection at home. The only simple reason that everybody nowadays having 2 GB mobile phone data, and which is sufficient enough. Fine. So therefore, I never felt that I should have a Wi-Fi connection. But during this lockdown, then everything is being turned to the online. So our dependency on internet is increased radically. Then what happened? Then this 2 GB data is insufficient. Even I have purchased a work from home package from the Jio, but again I find that I am not able to get the services that I am supposed to get. Then as there was a unlocking down, the first thing I done was I got in Wi-Fi connection, and this Wi-Fi connection, then I have to make what is the use, why I am going to use this service. The probable answer that I got is that I am going to use for taking my own courses, taking own classes. My kids can use it for getting their own regular classroom teaching classes, as well as their extracurricular and co-curricular activity classes. Fine. So this is now I came to know, it's now I am clear about the purpose and the use of the service. And the next thing what I did is that my wife said that I don't need now 2 GB data every day. So what I can do is that I need a lesser quantity of data. So I have changed her plan. Fine. So where she get the less amount of data every day, because now her all requirement is getting fulfilled through the Wi-Fi. So this is what is the pre-purchase stage. Now if you are going to divide this pre-purchase stage into different stages, so it has a awareness of need. First is the before purchasing you should be aware about your own need. Fine. And what is need is a state of deprivation. Fine. Deprivation. So you feel something deprived of. you find that there is something you are lacking into it, and then you will find the need. As in my case, I have felt deprived of getting connected over the internet in a required time and for the required duration, fine. So this is what, so this is the awareness of need. Second is, after I am aware about the need, that I have to search for the information. The information may be pertaining to the supplier, may be pertaining to the service product, about their pricing, their services, their grievance handling, and maybe anything, fine, about the customer experience, their satisfaction, all these things. So in this information, sir, I may have a number of information. So I have a different type of service product, maybe different type of supplier. So based on this, then I have to pick only one. So then I have to go for evaluation of alternative, which will include such as service attribute, perceived risk, service expectations, and based on this I am going to make a decision whether I have to purchase that particular service product or not. So in the next slide, what the important thing that we are going to see, that what are the different key concepts that we have to understand for each of the service stages, right? That is very important. Now the first one is, there on the left side you can see there is a 3 different stages of service consumption. On the right hand column you will find the key concept. So the first, as I told you, under the pre-purchase stage is the awareness of need. First you have to get yourself aware about the need. आपको इस बात की नॉलेज होनी चाहिए कि हाँ आपको इस चीज़ की ज़रूरत है. दैट इज़ व्हाट इज़ द फर्स्ट स्टेज बिफोर गोइंग फॉर सर्विस एनकाउंटर, बिफोर एक्सपीरियंसिंग यू हैव टू हैव अ अराउजल ऑफ नीड और अवेयरनेस ऑफ नीड. आपको पता तो हो कि व्हाट यू नीड राइट नाउ. फॉर दिस व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, देयर शुड बी इंफॉर्मेशन सर्च. नीड के बारे में आपको बहुत बार अवेयरनेस होती है व्हेन यू डू सर्टेन टाइप ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन सर्च. Then you have a clarify need. Clarify need means, under awareness of need there may be a broad need only, but when you say the clarify need means you are giving or getting all the detail of your need. For example, I need a Wi-Fi. This is the awareness of need. But what should be the speed of internet? It should be 50 Mbps, it should be 70 Mbps, it should be 100 Mbps. These are known as the, I am now clarifying the need. Now what is the purpose of having this Wi-Fi? Do I want to have more online classes? Am I going to use it for uploading purpose or for downloading purpose, or just for the sake of entertainment, or just for the sake of our as per the social need? Because in everybody in my vicinity or in my area have the Wi-Fi connection, only me who don't have this connection. So might be I am having Wi-Fi connection just for this sake. Fine. Whether this how much data per day I use, whether I should go for a limited data package or should I go for the unlimited download packaging. So these are the things, the clarifying of need. Then what are the different solutions? I have to explore the solution also. Means what are the things that I can do? There may be one solution for the problem, or there may be n number of solution for the given problem. Then identify alternative service provider. It is not that this service can be provided only by one service provider. There may be n number of service provider for the same services. Then I have to do or identify who are the service provider, and I have to compare them. That we will discuss in the next section. Now what are the key concepts that we are going to study and we have to take care under awareness of need? So there are 3 main concepts, that is the need arousal, evoke set and consideration sets. Fine. So these are the important concepts that we will study under the pre-purchase. Now moving to the next stage, that is evaluation of alternative. Now we have to evaluate the different alternatives with us. And this is how and what we are going to evaluate. The number 1 is your review supplier. If you, for your particular service, if you find there is a n number of supplier, then you have to review your supplier, their performance, whether they are going to provide the product or the service at the right time or not, at the right price or not. So these are the important thing. Fine. Then there is review information from third parties. Fine. Sometimes you take the help of the third party. Third party means you have to understand who is the third party. Suppose I am a consumer and you are a supplier or you are a service provider. So I am the first party, you are the second party, or vice versa. Third party who is not directly involved into, maybe there is some expert sitting outside, maybe a computer expert. Fine. So if I take some advice from that computer expert, then this computer expert is regarded as a third party. So you will nowadays you will find there are different of channels are available, different website, there you will get the review from the third party. Fine. They are the independent party. Now then sometime it is the sales executive or service executive from which from whom you discuss the options of different services available to you. Fine. And then at the same time you get advice and feedback from the third party also. One example I can quote, earlier there was a series called velocity. Fine. In physics the word is velocity, VELOCITY, but they have word used velocity, WHEELOCITI. Velocity means that they are talking, this is a series that is dedicated for your two-wheeler and four-wheeler. So where there is a one expert, I am remembering his name is a Tutu Dhanova. So sometime there is a question from the people, they say that I want to buy a bike for 70,000 rupees, can you suggest me the best bike which is available in the range of 75,000 or 70,000. Then it is not the person who is from the automobile business, means not from representing any company, he is not representing any supplier, he is an independent third party. So you take advice and feedback from that third party also. And this has some major component or concepts. Fine. So while evaluating the alternative you have to use all these three. First in multi-attribute model that you will see. The second is your search, experience and credence attribute that we will see. And the third one is known as your perceived risk. Whenever you are going to purchase any product or going to consider some product, you will find there is certain risk is involved. And once you are through with this evaluation of alternative, now it is time you have to make a decision of service purchase. And in number of cases it happens that service is not readily available, but you fix up the vendor and fix up the service term and condition, and then you make certain reservation, you make certain you make payment in advance, and then you fix the term and condition that how this particular service is to be delivered as per your customization. Fine. That is the very important aspect in services. Now it includes formulation of expectations, desired service level, predicted service level, adequate service level and zone of tolerance. Now here you will come across different important terms such as your formulation of expectation. How do you formulate expectation? What is the desired service level? What is the predicted service level? And how much is the adequate service level? Based on this, we are going to decide what is our ZOT, zone of tolerance. Fine. So similarly, you will have a different stage and the different key concept for your service encounter phase and your post purchase stage. So now just have a look on these things. First is the awareness need. Awareness need is basically it seeks solution to a aroused need. Fine. When a person or organization decide to buy or use a service, it is triggered by an underlying need or need arousal. Something is that is hidden. A service purchase triggered by an underlying need. There is something inside your mind that you are not going to define properly, but there is something, some triggering effect is there, something is that keep on nagging you about it, that you should have this, you should buy it like this. Fine. And if you see that the need may be due to people's unconscious mind, that is aspiration. There is a physical condition also, that is chronic back pain. For example, fine, suppose a person is suffering from a chronic back pain, so there is a awareness of need, or there is a requirement of some waist belt, fine, that can protect the back, or maybe they will buy a backrest or a back cushion, etc. Now the another need may be due to the external sources. You are not able to identify your need, basic need. There is no any physical challenges that you are facing, but there is external marketing stimulus. Maybe it is advertisement, maybe some brand promotion, maybe some events, maybe some exhibition that is going to arouse need you into you. Fine, that is how. When a need is recognized, people are likely to take action to resolve it. Whenever you come across some need, okay, I have this need. As I have quoted my own example, then when I realized that I need a Wi-Fi connection because this data pack is not sufficient enough to fulfill my requirements. So there is a certain, I have recognized need, okay, I must have a Wi-Fi. And initially I had some reservation also. Suppose within a month time everything gets become normal, now we will move to the offline mode, then what is the use of these? There may be certain health hazard associated with the Wi-Fi also. So but what actually happened, so during these days I used to come across number of pamphlet from different Wi-Fi service provider, because they have also realized that this is the during this pandemic or the lockdown period, people are more relied on the internet, they are working from home, so they need a good solution. So they are also publicizing it, they are creating more awareness, and fine. So this is how it happened. So this, and under this I have also talked about there is a evoke set and the consideration set. So once a need has been recognized, customers are motivated to search for solution to satisfy that need. And during this period of searching searching solution for satisfying the need, you will find several alternatives may come to mind, and these form the evoke set. For example, you came to know that you have to buy a car. So as far as the car is concerned, maybe you will come across 15 brands of car in your mind. So this 15 brand of car is known as your evoke set. But obviously whatever product you are going to buy, it depends on your financial condition. It is also depend on the requirement that is going to fulfill. Now out of evoke set, now you are not going to consider all the product, fine, because some of the product that has came into your mind is not affordable, fine. Suppose you want to buy a car and you come from a middle class family, and now whenever you decide that okay, I need a car, let's say the brand name like Ferrari, Maserati, fine, and Bugatti and Royal Ross, then Maruti, then Hyundai came into your mind. Now when you will move to the next step, then only thing that is left into your list is the Maruti, Hyundai and all these things, because you think that these are the brand that you can buy. So this is known as your consideration set, fine. So basically the consumer is likely to narrow it down to a few alternatives to seriously consider, and these alternatives form the consideration set. So I have given you an example. So suppose there is a car, so there is a need for car. It may be because of that you want to buy the car, maybe there is an advertisement that there is a heavy discount on the car if you will buy, so might be this has aroused the need of buying a car. Then the moment you have thought that you have to buy a car, all the brand that you have come across that you know about it, it will come into your mind, and this is known as the evoked set. And out of evoked set, that only few you are going to seriously consider, because these are the only few that among which you are going to buy one. So this is will become your consideration set, right? So this is the first point that we have discussed. Need may be due to people's unconscious mind, physical condition, external sources, fine. Now under information search, what you are going to do, when a need is recognized, people will search for the solution, and the search can be done both internal or external source. If you talk about internal source, it is from your own memory, all the advertisement that you have seen, all the brand you have experienced earlier, your own previous experience of buying of services. Then external will include your personal and non-personal source. all the external people will form your external source, which is like a family, a neighbor, friend, etc. And non-personal, it may be advertisement, dealer, television, newspaper, radio. Fine. So this is the information search, and this pre-purchase, because it has number of other things. Fine. So today we have covered this awareness of need only, need arousal and all these things. So in tomorrow's lecture we will understand evaluation of alternative, where we will understand multi-attribute model, search, experience and credence attribute, and perceived risk.